Tarek, Chouman, welcome.
Hi.
You're the global head of sales of Efront. Efront is a technology-based company that provides software solutions for alternative investment funds and players. Could you tell us about your company? You're quite impressive a presence. You have 800 clients in 48 countries. Could you tell us about your company?
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. Efront is a company created in 1999. French company, became global over the years, 850 clients, as you said, across border presence with a strong growth over the last 15 years. We have been covering the GP, LP, and asset servicing business over all those years, and developed quite a good business-based approach to this industry by building what we consider as being the best software for this industry in terms of portfolio management, portfolio monitoring, deal flow management, analytics, as well as data business. This is our focus. We have been doing it from the beginning, focusing on the alternative investment. This is what we do, our bread and butter.
What's interesting is that you service LPs and GPs here at IPEM. We have all of these players. You are in a kind of unique position when I'm compared to the other partners companies present here. You have a kind of a unique point of view of the private equity industry. This industry is going through good years. It's growing. Your company is going along with this growth, taking the path of growth.
Well, it's quite fortunate. I need to admit that it's quite fortunate, because with the amount of money flow that is going into this industry, obviously this has pushed the need for our solutions, and this is what we have been doing over the years, is making sure not only that we are benefiting from the growth by reflecting it in our own figures, but more importantly by being able to grow our solutions in terms of complexity, sophistication, scope, as well as coverage, in order to make sure that we are aligned and on par with our clients' expectations.
Can you give me an idea of your top line market share? What market are we looking at?
Yeah. We, without any arrogance, we consider ourselves as the absolute leader of this market by all measures, whether in terms of number of clients, whether in terms of overall turnover, in terms of countries where we are present, a number of employees. So all in all, this is something that we consider that we are ahead. Now, to go to your point, sitting on the fence between the GPs and the LPs gives us this unique situation that allows us to monitor what's happening and not only be able to cope with the expectations of our clients, but to go beyond those and be able to develop and deliver with the right level of quality, as well as in terms of timing, against the needs of those clients before even they expect to have to use them.
What's interesting is that you were acquired by Bridgepoint 18 months ago. So you not only you have two, and I'd say 3 feet in the industry. What do you see? What are the trends you see from your point of view? Because it's that LPs, GPs, you have a 360 view of this industry. And what are the trends that you see?
Yeah, it's even more than 360, because indeed being acquired by a private equity house, which is we are in again another unique situation. This is our 3rd round of private equity shareholding and holding, and Bridgepoint is our shareholder. Bridgepoint is our client using our solutions, and Bridgepoint's investors or LPs are also our clients, which puts us in a quite unique situation again. And for this, it allows us to see and to feel what the trends, what is coming. This is something that's very important for us, because in software you need to anticipate on the need before it comes. Otherwise, you are not ready when the heat is on. Okay, and today we believe that the heat is on in this industry. We need to cater for it properly, timely, and being quite innovative when it comes to cover the expectations. Today we see, and to your point, we see several trends. Something that is very important, as everything that rotates and revolves around analytics, portfolio analytics, risk measurement, KPIs, performance measurement is something that is awfully important. It is, and there's no way those analytics could be built if we don't have the data that goes with it. So those are 2 trends that are quite intermingled in a way, because having the data allows you to build the analytics, and you cannot have good analytics without the data. So all this is supported by our ability to cover in a very broad way the full scope, having an end-to-end solution a complete coverage of the scope of an alternative investment player is key in order to achieve this goal.
You're in the software industry, and we know that production costs vary greatly from one country to another. You're a French company originally. I guess France, continental Europe is perhaps your largest market, but we have players coming from emerging countries, Asian players, where there's a strong software knowledge. What's your ability to deploy your solution in countries where perhaps it could be cheaper to develop in-house software solutions versus a packaged solution like yourself?
Okay.
What is your success there? How do you convince clients to go along with your solutions?
It is okay. Firstly, we are a French company, but today our presence, or at least the split of our revenue, is quite balanced between different regions. We do 40% of our business in the US. Okay, and 60% in the rest of the world, 20% in APAC, to make it clear. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this allows you to compute the remaining part. We have presence, operational presence in all the countries, so we have a good sense of what's happening there. And it is true that culturally some countries are still, and you take the Chinese market, the Korean market, the Indian market, for example, they are still more in the idea of potentially developing the solution in-house by a local developer rather than going towards a pre-packaged solution. Mm-hmm. This is not a growing trend. We see it more on the decreasing side of things, and we believe today that aside from the software per se, we can bring the expertise, the business skill set, the best practices that go with the software that allow us to heighten this barrier to the entrance towards other players that could be a local, less costly software vendor.
So the software skill itself is in a way, from a global point of view, becoming kind of a commodity, and what's really being valued more and more is actually the capacity to properly tailor the software to the needs of a specific population.
It is true. The software is a key component, okay? Let's not fool ourselves. It's an awfully important component, and that's why we have the best developers. They are because those why they are French developers when it comes to finance, without, again, any chauvinist approach to the situation. Having said that, software is a component, and then you have the rest. Business remains for us. The business skills and understanding of this arena is something that is more important than anything else.
Tarek Chouman, Global Head of Sales of Efront. Thank you very much.
Thank you.